Hey guys, welcome to this beautiful day. I'm Stephanie with Grain Free Homestead. Happy Mother's Day. So today is garden planting day. It's so beautiful outside. I got a nap and after church and we ate out for lunch. So I am ready to get in the garden and get my hands dirty and get this stuff planted. So yesterday was Derby for us on Saturday. So that means that we can plant. The chickens are talking to you guys here. There's some of them. So I'm excited to get the tomatoes and the rest of the peppers and our cucumbers going. But I wanted to do a quick tour of what everything looks like before and then what we already have that we've had out for a little while. So I'm going to turn the camera around and show you guys what our garden looks like until the first week of May. So this is one of our gardens here. It's our green bean and butternut squash. And a little bit of this section will be for some peppers that I couldn't fit in the fabric. Over here is our raised bed that we've got. And then, so right in here, so I gotta put one more row of peppers here. And then there is gonna be a row of peppers on the other side of the fabric there. But all these are our California Wonder peppers. And I have some Revolutionary peppers down there that we saved from seed last year. So right here in this area, we still have to put up our little trellises that we have that go across there. You can kind of see the lines. This is where we grow all our cucumbers. And we usually have so many cucumbers that I pickle and we give away, and we still have crazy amounts of cucumbers. So all in here, we put down some new fabric this year. We do use weed fabric. We use wood chips too, as you can see. We've got some wood chips there. We use pine needles back over in here. But we both work full time and weed fabric is the way to go for us. We cannot weed every day and take care of all the animals and all that good jazz. So we do use weed fabric. It works for us. It helps us tremendously. But these, the cattle panels here and the T-posts, we use that to put our tomatoes. And then where we don't have enough, because I don't want to spend a fortune every year, we only buy so many a year, this will be here that we use our tomato cages. So we have tomato cages, so we're going to utilize this area too. Okay, so down here is our little asparagus patch, probably hard to see on camera. And then this is where we put our hot peppers down here on this end. So up here is our watermelon patch where this weed fabric is. Over here is our blueberry bushes and our raspberries that are doing wonderful, that we've gotten tons and tons of raspberries off of. Oh, I did pass up one area here. Down here where the straw bales are, I couldn't fit everything. I need another raised bed, but we'll concentrate on that next year. I have some more cabbage, broccoli, and then collards down here in this area here. They grow really well in this area because they're shaded from these trees. So we get a really good extended life out of these plants. They don't bolt as quickly. So that is our Gala apple tree. It's looking really, really good this year. Walk on down to our Bartlett Pear. We got it trimmed up. It gave us so much fruit last year. It had limbs breaking off of it. So we've got our kale and clay this year. So we're expecting bigger, better fruits out of our apple trees and our pear trees. This tree, I want to turn it sideways to show you, but I can't. It's hard to see with that big maple back there. So, let's see here. Let's see. This is the maple. The apple is right here. And this is a Honeycrisp apple. This is our other Bartlett pear. It is being shaded by this maple, but it gets pretty good sun until about 4 in the afternoon. So, it's doing well. We trimmed it up, so we're hoping for good things from it. Okay, over here is our other garden area. This is what we've had going for the last month or so. We have our sweet potatoes in our whiskey barrels. This is our white seed potatoes. We've got these containers this year. They seem to be working really good. We filled them with a lot of straw, sticks and stuff at the bottom. I do have a row of sweet potatoes in here. See this row right here? So I have 3 of those in there, but the rest are white potatoes. Another whiskey barrel of sweet potatoes. We have this small container. Well, it's not small, okay. 15 or 20 gallon of sweet potatoes. We have this small container, which it looks like I'm gonna have to replace one. Not sure about that one little plant there. And then we have our third whiskey barrel of sweet potatoes. The chickens think I'm going to feed them. So, and these are our onions. They're doing really, really well, even with the amount of rain that we've had. And then these are our sweet yellow onions. Alrighty, so that's what we have so far garden-wise. This area over here will be zucchini, squash, the dirted area back here that's not covered, okra. Hey guys, so it's been a couple days since we last videoed. Because of life, it has taken us a few more days to get most of our tomatoes and peppers and cucumbers and things like that in. So I wanted to finish showing you guys everything that we put in. We still have another row of things to put in. Life is just busy. May is busy for us. I'm sure it's busy for most people. It's just one thing after another. There's no breaks. We both work full time, so it's been really hot here too. We've been in the 90s already, and it's like we didn't get a spring. So, but I wanted to show you, I wanted to finish this video to show you what our early spring garden looks like, just to give you guys an idea how many tomatoes we put out, that sort of thing. Let me switch it around. Okay, let me get a better view here. So we have 3 cattle panels. They're the 50-inch by 16-foot, and that's where we put our tomatoes. We put them on both sides of the fence. So the first row is Jet Stars. We get 9 to 10 on each side. So about 19 per cattle panel. We have lost 2. We had a real bad windstorm, so we think we lost a couple on that. So on the left-hand side of this cattle panel is still Jet Star, and then on this side of the cattle panel starts our San Marzanos. And so we're gonna finish out this one here with San Marzanos on the left, and then we're gonna put, we had some Romas, like we saved seeds last year, so we went ahead and started them. We're gonna put Romas down here. So we've got Romas, two rows of San Marzanos, and then 1, 2, 3 rows of Jet Stars. Now we do have some tomato cages and some loose tomatoes that we'll put in this tarped area here, but that'll be like cherry tomatoes, and if we have a couple left over that we grow that's like my papa's tomatoes, Better Boys, I think that's what they are. but we always grow them. So then we might put 4 at the end of the rows here using our tomato cages. Okay, so over here is our cucumber area. We make little fence rows out of small T-posts and some old fencing we've been using forever. We just use our old weed fabric, like a landscape fabric. We just reuse it every year, the same holes. But we have about 14 to 15 between the two sides per row. We only had about 15 of the national pickling started by seed. The rest will just sow straight into the ground on these 2 rows right here. Now this next area is our pepper area. We have a bunch of California Wonders and Revolutionary peppers. And then I have a bunch of they're called Full Dew because I couldn't get the Nadapeño seeds, so I got Full Dews. I just wanted a very, very, very mild jalapeno for when I make poppers and different things. I will grow some regular jalapenos, but we'll put them in a separate area so they don't cross-pollinate. The heat doesn't cross-pollinate. This little area here, these 5 rows, are our green beans. I like the Blue Lake 274 bush bean. And then down at the very end, we have 2 hills of butternut squash. They are always very prolific, so we'll end up putting a cage around each of these and let it grow up the cage a little bit as it vines. And that is all the butternut squash that we need. We'll get quite a few. We'll cure them, and I still have some from last year. That's actually where we got the seeds from. Here's the raised bed. You can see it is taking off like crazy. Broccoli's getting huge. Carrots are doing pretty well. Lettuce is ready to eat. And the cabbage. But even since the beginning of the video, it was a few days ago, if you go back and look, they're growing like crazy. We have another area here that was like a leftover area of cabbage and broccoli and some collards. We feed some of our pets collard greens and stuff, so we're just letting them do their thing. We have, did you do 3 hills of watermelon here?
Yeah.
I didn't know if you did this last one or not.
I might, if the plants, I put 5, 6 plants in each hill. So
you may just move them over to the small one.
if I can get if all of them come up, then I might try and make another hill.
Okay, so that's watermelon. It's our blueberries and raspberries still. We did plant another row of asparagus. It's not coming up yet to go with this patch of asparagus right here. So our sweet potatoes are coming along. That's our white potatoes, more white potatoes, sweet potatoes. All the containers that you see around, there are a few more on the other side, they're all sweet potatoes. We got about 55 pounds out of our containers of sweet potatoes last year. So we're gonna do 2 more of the whiskey barrels this year, and that should bump us up enough to where I know that we'll have more than enough. Okay, these guys right here, that's our okra. Yes, we grow a lot of okra. Some people only grow like 1 row or 2 rows. We've got 4 rows, and these rows are about 24 foot. Our garden, this garden is about, I'm gonna say 24, 25 foot wide this way. So we still have got to put some stuff in here. And I got my zinnias, the seeds in there, so they'll come up right there. Over here is all our zucchini hills. We eat a lot of zucchini, again, because we're grain free, so we freeze dry it, and that's our pasta. And so we use that for chicken noodle soup, baked spaghetti, regular spaghetti. I like to make like a casserole sometimes. Different things that we use it for. So we go through a lot of zucchini. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's 2 over here. So 8 hills right now of zucchini, which we may end up adding more at that other end down there. There's 2 hills of the yellow crookneck squash. And then down here, we have 3 more hills of watermelon. Our family loves watermelon. And then the onions are coming along, and that's a little bit of garlic there. And then our red onions here. So I just kind of wanted to give you guys the rundown of our garden to kind of show you that, you know, we grow plenty of bell peppers for an entire year. We freeze them. We grow plenty of okra for an entire year. We freeze it also. The zucchini, we used to freeze, but now we freeze dry it just because it's storage wise, it's so much easier and it works better for what we use it for. So I was kind of just showing you all the different things that we grow. I'm trying to think of what else. The tomatoes, to give you guys an idea, you know, we make salsa and I make tomato sauce. And I like super thick tomato sauce. I don't like tomato juice. I like the thick stuff like crushed tomatoes because that's what I like to cook with. And it uses a lot of tomatoes. So for a family of 5, we grow enough in this area that we have for our whole family for a year. I can enough tomatoes. Those 5 rows of green beans that you see over there, that's enough green beans to last us a year. Now, do we eat it every day? No, we don't. I probably go through 2 quarts of green beans a week. It's plenty for our pickles. I even make pickled okra, but I do dill pickles. I do slices like hamburger slices. I do dill relish. I'll occasionally do sweet relish, but I don't eat a lot of it. So we get plenty from what you saw over there. Those 3 little fences of cucumbers, you know, these 2 gardens, and they're good size. I can pan through there so you can see how big they are. So these 2 gardens, we pan around so you can see. Like I said, it's about 25 foot wide and maybe double that long, so maybe 50 by 25. So that's the one garden. And we do have all our potatoes in containers. They don't do well on the ground here. We've had them rot before. I'm showing you some of our containers here. And then I'll span the length so you can see the size of our garden over here to give you an idea that you can do this in a backyard, that it doesn't have to be a big, you don't have to have 10 acres to grow enough food for your family. Hold on, we've been moving our chickens, so I'm walking in the green part here. Hold on. So this garden here, so we're gonna put some we put our hot peppers on this end down here. So we've got to get them in the ground today or tomorrow. So we have this section over here. That's our watermelon. Because of these trees, we don't get enough sun back in here. That used to be 2 big long strips of garden that we had, but the trees have gotten too big. So we have all our fruit bushes here, blueberry, raspberry, watermelon, and then this is where our garden starts on this side. So this will be hot peppers, asparagus, and then our 3 cattle panels of tomatoes, which we'll plant extra and we'll use tomato cages. So I'm walking down here. Derek, do you know about how long this garden is? I'm just curious if you know.
No, off the top of the head, you want me to measure it?
No, I was just wondering. So it's about 12 foot wide? Because this fabric's 12 foot wide, right?
12 foot wide.
Okay, so it's 12 foot wide, and it is pretty long. So, but this is where our cucumbers again, peppers, green beans are down here in the dirt in these hills, and our butternut squash. So we feed our family off of these things. Now we don't grow corn because the skunks get it every year. So, but we do grow, everything that we grow enough to hopefully have for the whole year. There are things like the asparagus that we don't get enough of that. We just eat that fresh. Obviously we don't have fresh cucumbers. We have pickles all year long. I'm trying to think of what else. The yellow squash, that's just usually a summer vegetable that we have. And then this is our first year to do white potatoes in these containers because they didn't do very well in the ground. They rotted, I think. So that's it. I just wanted to give you a tour of the garden, show you what we've got going on our homestead, and hopefully to give you guys a glimpse of a small homestead, a tiny micro homestead, whatever you want to call it. You know, our goal is to still feed ourselves and not be reliant on the grocery store. And we're managing, we're doing it. We have a ways to go, more to expand, and I hope to see you guys doing the same thing. All right, we thank you for joining us. I hope that you would subscribe and like if you like these videos. Comment below, let us know, how big are your gardens? How many people are you feeding? What do you like to grow in your gardens? All this information, you know, it helps each other. So we hope to see you soon. Thank you and God bless.